Once again, LEGO Star Wars delivered with some amazing minifigures this year, so let's rank them. Starting off with the minifigure that many people were wondering if we were ever going to get again, with Hutt Slayer Leia in the $500 UCS Jabba sail barge. This minifig is one that fans have wanted for a long time since her last appearance, and while it's really good to have her back in this form, it's also pretty disappointing to see what LEGO did with the fig. The leg printing looks like she's wearing shorts or a bathing suit, and it just doesn't look good for a $500 set. So I'm sadly going to have to put this fig in at the C tier. But moving on to another disappointment, man, we're going back to back with two figs that this isn't a very good start here. With Clone Trooper 5s, they messed up on the helmet big time, and while everything else with the fig is really good, I love all the detailing with it, you can't look past the one part with the helmet. Now, if you want to display this minifig without the helmet, go for it. You wouldn't even know anything's wrong with it, but I don't know who's going to be displaying this minifig without its helmet. With the helmet being the big glaring issue with this, it has to go at the D tier. I don't see it being able to go any higher than that. We have battle droids, and while LEGO doesn't consider them to be minifigs, myself and others do, so I had to include them here. And I'm going to put the battle droid at B tier. It's not my favorite that I'm like, oh yay, battle droids, but LEGO has a phenomenal mold for them. They're solid and they get the job done. I don't think LEGO needs to do it. It's pretty solid, just like the Super Battle Droid that we saw return once again. But I'm going to put the Super Battle Droid above at the A tier. They made some changes to it because there were some cracking as time went on with the older ones, and they took a bit of a hiatus with the Super Battle Droid. So only time will tell if these new Super Battle Droids will crack in the future. So far, so good. But in 10, 20 years, will they be able to hold up like it seems? We're going to have to wait for that. We have one of two Darth Mauls with the 25th anniversary one, which was a bit of a surprise. And I'm going to put this one in at the A tier as well. It has pupils. That's the big thing. I don't know why LEGO got rid of pupils for a ton of these figs, especially Darth Maul, like we'll see later on. So this Darth Maul minifig has to go with the A tier. It looks so good. The back of it has the 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars writing on it, just like we saw with the 20th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars. So it's nice to see that they went back and had a nice little callback to that. A droid that not too many people are going to remember. This one's from the Crimson Firehawk. Now the name of it, I want to say is R783. I think that's the name. It looks cool, so I'm going to have to throw it in at the C tier. I don't really care too much for it. Now we have a regular Phase 2 Clone Trooper, and the big glaring issue with clones is that the helmet holes are still there. Something that LEGO needs to get rid of. Fans don't like it. It's a huge glaring issue. I really want to put this up higher, but the helmet holes are really preventing it from being able to do that. I don't think they look good, but everything else on the fig looks good. This might be a little bit too high, but I have to put the clone at B tier. It's just so good, just the one big thing with the helmet holes. Anyway, we got to move on. We got to keep on cruising. And we have the Lola droid that came with the 25th anniversary Young Leia. And this Lola droid, while it has a lot of good detail, in size with the fig, it's just massive. And that's one of the big issues with it, the size of it. In universe, it's not this big. Now, I know LEGO can't get everything 1-to-1. That's going to be next to impossible to do, but they could have at least tried and made it a little bit smaller. And with all that being said, if I'm going to look past it as its own, not with anything else, I think it's a good piece, so I'm going to throw it in at the B tier. You know, when it's together with Leia, maybe it's a little bit lower, but on its own, as a separate piece, I think that it can stand as its own. All right, we have Captain Antilles up next from the Boarding the Tantive 4 set. Wonderful set. Wonderful fig. Once again, gonna throw this in at the B tier. Love the set, love the figs. Up next is the buildable Droidica minifig, and LEGO has a lot of work to do with this. This is better than previous models that we've had, but it's nothing too special. I'm gonna have to put this in at the D tier. Our next minifig is Nubs. A lot of good detail. So I'm going to throw this one in the B tier. We make our way to our first S tier fig with Darth Malak. From the miniature R2-D2, this fig is perfect. I love everything about it. These 25th anniversary figs, LEGO really did a good job surprising us, especially with Darth Malak. I love the fig. I love the set it came in. So everything about it's good, and it just helps add to it. S tier is the only spot I see this one fitting. The mouse droid from the UCS TIE Interceptor is next, and while LEGO doesn't consider it to be a minifig, I did throw on a battle droid and super battle droid for this list, so to keep it consistent, I'm gonna put a mouse droid here. It's a good build. It's nothing eye-popping, you know, it's a mouse droid. LEGO got his point across. Gonna put it in the B tier. It's solid. Nash Durango. I will say the detailing looks nice, but just like the other two figs from this set, I'm not running out of my way to get it. I think the detailing looks nice, so for that, I'm gonna put it at the B tier. Pilot Battle Droid from the gift with purchase. Droid Carrier from this past May 4th promo. Awesome, but once again, I gotta keep it consistent with the other battle droid. Gotta have it in the B tier. Moving on to Morgan Elsbeth. This is the same one that we had two Morgan Elsbeths actually this year, but this one includes her with her witch's face. So I love it. I think the detailing on it's great. With all that, I'm gonna throw her in the A tier. Just like Grand Admiral Thrawn, another fig that I really want to throw in the S tier. It's right on the border, but I'm gonna have to put him in the A tier. Just a few minor tweaks I would have liked to seen with some detailing, but you know, it can go either way. All right, our regular stormtroopers, some might call them Family Guy stormtroopers with the helmets, and you know, it's very mixed on that opinion, but I think they're solid. I don't have too much to say about it. Gonna throw these bad boys in the B tier. Young Anakin from Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator. This is another good fig. I really like it. Two faces as well. Nice hairpiece. I'm going to throw him at A. I think that this one is definitely an upgrade over previous versions. Then we have the TIE pilot from the UCS TIE Interceptor. This is the definition of a perfect TIE pilot, so it has to go in the S tier. The printing, the arm printing, all the detail on this fig, it's what you expect from a UCS level fig for a TIE pilot. Paz Vizsla. When Paz Vizsla, spoiler alert, died on The Mandalorian, many people were freaking out because the other Paz Vizsla minifig wasn't available, and this is an upgrade over that one. I think that the other one's an A tier. I think this one's an A tier as well. I love this Paz Vizsla fig. Saw Gerrera, a fig that we should have had when Rogue One first released and LEGO waited all this time, but better late than never. I love this fig. Saw Gerrera has to go in at the A tier. So much detailing. His cape is immaculate. The A tier is the only spot. Commander Praji is a fig that went a bit unexpected when the Star Destroyer came out. Really solid fig, good detailing. I'm going to have to throw him right in the B tier. But then we have Darth Jar Jar. LEGO lived into the memes thanks to Rebuild the Galaxy. So no doubt about it, S tier for him. Luke Skywalker from the Desert Skiffin Sarlacc Pit. Another phenomenal fig. While that set is overpriced, the minifigs for the most part are pretty good. So this Luke fig will go in the A tier. Very accurate. R2-D2. We've seen this one time and time again with the UCS Jabba sail barge. He has the drink tray. So I am going to throw R2 in the A tier. We have Moff Gideon in his new armor. So cool. I love it. I loved it on screen. I loved it in minifig form. I love the set that it came in. This is going in the A tier. One of my favorite figs once again. Oh man, this one pains me. I love Darth Maul. I hate this fig. No pupils. As you can tell, it's a common theme with me. There's these figs that need pupils that don't have them. I really don't like. I don't know what LEGO's thinking with this, man. Oh, it's so bad. C tier. But we have Fat Bib Fortuna. All right. It's a good fig, don't get me wrong. But we need to look at this from the perspective of the set that it came in with the Jabba sail barge. The whole scene, it wasn't Fat Bib Fortuna, which is very disappointing. So while it is a good mold and everything, I'm thinking about the set that it came in, the accuracy behind it. I have to put it in the C tier. Qui-Gon Jinn. This is such a great Qui-Gon. I love it. I know the poncho had a different color on the box and in person. I love Qui-Gon, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, so maybe there's some bias with that here, but I'm going to throw Qui-Gon in the A tier. Really great detailing, especially under the poncho. The Mandalorian Warrior is one that I love. I'm going to throw the Mandalorian Warrior in the A tier. Love the detail. I'm a huge Mandalorian fan, so the Mandalorian Night Owl I'm also going to throw in the A tier. They are fairly similar, very similar, so they're going to be right next to each other in the A tier. Okay, from Jedi Bob Starfighter, SRVO, the Gonk droid. This is a really fun fig. We need a buildable Gonk droid, like one of the buildable characters. So maybe LEGO's teasing us with one of these, with another Gonk droid minifig, so A tier. 501st Clone Trooper, one of the most controversial decisions with helmet holes in Clone Troopers. The age-old, endless debate of the helmet holes. I like them, I don't like them, they're fine, you're overreacting, yada yada yada, all of that. I know I gave the regular Clone Trooper B tier. Maybe I was being too nice, but I'm a huge 501st fan. Helmet holes shouldn't be here. I gotta put these in the C tier. Not good. Not good, Lego. We gotta go back to no helmet holes. Some more UCS Jabba sail barge figs with Cathaba. Good detail on the set. Good detail on the minifigs, not the set. Man, words are not my thing right now. I'm going to throw Cathaba at the B tier. Just like with Woof, I think the fig is fine. It's nothing over the moon that I'm going to go crazy about. The Praetorian Guard is another fig that I think Lego did an exceptional job with. It's a really good fig, and I'm going to have to put it in the B tier. It's solid overall. All right, we move on to the Skeleton Crew, where we have our first fig with Jod. We don't know a whole lot about this show just yet. We have the trailer that just came out, but in terms of accuracy, we only have a limited amount of source material. So for what we have so far, I think that Jod will have to go at the B tier. Wim, another character from the Onyx, Cinder, and Skeleton Crew show, B tier once again. I don't know a whole lot about this character, don't know how accurate the source material is with the very little information we have. All right, we have a Rebel Trooper. I wish it had the dual molded legs. I would love to have it all, but you know what? At the end of the day, all things considered, it's a solid fig. I'm going to have to throw this one in the A tier. I think it's really good, but if we had the black printing on the bottom half of the legs, this would be in the S tier, and it would be just as close to perfect as you can get. Another Skeleton Crew fig, once again, B tier. I think that this KB fig looks really cool. All right, Ezra, another pupilless fig, and it pains me to do this to Ezra. Once again, C tier. So much to love about this fig, but there's so much to hate about it. Well, one thing in particular with those eyes, no pupils. What is Lego thinking with no pupils? He doesn't even look like he's alive. He looks like he's a zombie, and I just hate it. He's not a night trooper, Lego. The Imperial Commando looks so cool, just looks like he's ready for battle. So I am putting this in the A tier right away, no doubt about it. I love everything about this fig. The detailing is so pristine. It just looks so clean and sleek. Lego did a really nice job with this. But what they didn't do a nice job with, once again, is Salacious B. Crumb. $500 fig. $500 set, excuse me. And you get a fig that is pretty abysmal. Ugh. Darth Maul, no pupils. You have Ezra, no pupils. And those all have pupils in universe. And then you have Salacious B. Crumb, who has pupils. And you have no pupils with him. So the math isn't mathing here, Lego. We got to get back on track with a good fig with Keller and Beck. And the detailing on this is immaculate. The gold outline looks beautiful. The detailing on his face looks great. The two lightsabers, I love it. Great fig. The A tier is where he belongs. Yessi Scala is the next fig, and correct me if I pronounced that wrong. And I don't have a whole lot to say about this fig. I think it's a solid addition, and I'm going to put it in the B tier. The Imperial Navy Trooper is also going to go in the B tier. Solid. I like the detail. Beach Luke from the Dark Falcon is going to follow up, and it's going to make its way into the A tier. I really like the detail on this. It's a unique fig. It's one of one. We're never going to see this again. So I think the A tier is where it belongs. But the S tier will belong to Jedi Vader. Who would have thought a redeemed Vader would ever be in Lego Star Wars? I sure as heck didn't. Cal Kestis is next, and as an anniversary fig, this one is arguably the best. I love it so much. I'm going to put Cal in the... Oh, I'm debating this right as we go along, but if Cal had a poncho, he'd be S tier, but he has to go at the A tier. Another 25th anniversary fig is next with 9 Nub, and we should have had this one years ago. Way overdue, so better late than never. And the A tier is going to be home to 9 Nub. The Imperial Gunner is fantastic. I love the helmet on this, just the shape of it and everything about it. Then you have the Imperial logo right on the front. I like this helmet better than the Imperial Navy officer, so for that I will put this in the A tier as well. Fern is up next, and just like the rest of these Onyx, Cinder, or Skeleton Crew figs, I'm going to have to put it the B tier. QTKT is next, and A solid 25th anniversary fig. LEGO has been incorporating some pretty cool astromech droids over the last few years. A great anniversary fig here, and I'm going to put it at the B tier. The Akbar Trooper is next, and who would have thought after all these years we would be army building with Akbar Troopers? So the A tier is going to be where this belongs. Such a fun fig. Darth Ray is also here. I'm going to put this in the A tier as well. A fig that we've never gotten before, and one that is great to have in the Dark Falcon. Once again, a lot of spin-off or Mimi type of figs there. Neil is our next fig, and a very similar or the exact same species as Max Rebo. I'm not 100% certain on that, and I realized that Max Rebo isn't even on this list, so I'm gonna have to add Max Rebo to that. The Imperial crew, standard gray uniform, black hat, solid fig, but I can't see it being in the A tier. There's just way better figs in the A tier, so the B tier is going to be its home. Han Solo from the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc pit is going to find its way to the A tier. I love how they got the detail with his shirt. I love the face when he's squinting because he's out of the carbonite, still having that hard time seeing after being frozen for all that time. So it's pretty cool to see this fig once again back on shelves. The Rebel pilot will find its way to the A tier. I love the fig. You know, orange is my favorite color, so I do hold some bias towards figs that have orange in them. We have another cool astromech droid with the McDonald's astromech droid. This is from the TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup set, and we've been seeing constantly now LEGO doing different colors with astromech droids. So we have QTKT, the McDonald's astromech droid. We also have the IKEA astromech droid, so it's pretty cool to see LEGO going down this path of different color astromech droids. I'm all for it, and I want it to continue in the future. Next up is Ahsoka, and once again, no pupils. I don't know what LEGO is thinking here, and this is a phenomenal fig, just like a lot of these figs without pupils, but this is sadly going to have to fall in the B tier. The pupilless figs are just such a downgrade. Darth Dev, also from the Dark Falcon, will go in at the A tier. This is just another made-up character. They pulled out of thin air and they created him for the show, so it's pretty cool to see that. Young Leia, a fig that I feel could have went without being a 25th anniversary fig. I felt they could have released a buildable Lola droid, and the fig that came with that could have been a Young Leia. As a fig in general, I think this Young Leia, it's fine, but I think it's one of the weaker of the 25th anniversary figs. I'm going to throw it in the C tier. All right, Bounty Hunter C3PO. I think is really cool. I love the red eyes. I love the black arm. The A tier. Jedi Bob. Do I need to say anymore? S tier. I already glazed Jedi Bob more than enough. So it has to go in the S tier. The Night Troopers. Man, these things are cool. So I will put these Night Troopers in the A tier. I love how they look. Just like I love how the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc pit version of Lando looks. Really cool. Love the detail. One of the best Lando versions that we've had, so the A tier for him. Sig Griebling is from the mashup of the X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and this is a fig that I could have done without. This is going to go in the B tier. It's not a bad fig, it's just not one that I really think is going to go as a all-time classic. Vizam, not sure which one, or if it's one of the two names that I just said, from the UCS Jabba sail barge. This is a fig that has some good detailing on. I like the headpiece. Good detailing overall, but B tier for me as well. Jabba the Hutt. This is a great mold. Last time we had Jabba was years ago, so great to see Jabba back and better than ever. I'm gonna throw Jabba in the A tier. Max Rebo. No, all seriousness, I'm going to put Max Rebo in the A tier. It's pretty much, I think, exactly the same as the previous Max Rebo, just the blue is a shade different. That's the biggest difference in there. Nothing in the mold, nothing in any detailing. I mean, it's a blue elephant if we're going to put it in simple terms here. And I'm sure many of you are yelling at me about how is this here? How is this not here? So I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments below about what you agree with, what you don't agree with, and other lists you might want to see me do in the future, because I had a ton of fun making this. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.